is up today, guys? Brian here, Brian's Little Garage. Hope everybody's doing good. Sorry if it's a little shaky here. Look what's outside in all its glory. 520 Rubicon. Yeah, well, here's what we're going to do with it. I went and picked something up today. Hope you can see it. There it is. It's a Swisher 44-inch finish cut mower. Try to get you a little closer here. It's not brand new. It was given to me. A good buddy of mine, his stepdad had this thing. They used it, and then for the last year or so, year and a half, I think he said, it just sat under a shed and was partially in a flood. The water was like up to about right here before he got it out of there. I checked the oil. There's nothing in the oil. No water in the oil. Oil looks good. But he said he grabbed the pull starter and tried to pull it, and he said it wouldn't pull. So I popped off one of the covers here and was kind of looking inside, and oh my goodness, it don't look the best. A lot of rusted stuff, paint coming off of it, but for the most part the deck is solid. I mean, the deck's good and solid. It rolls good, but I have a feeling I'm gonna have to do a lot of work probably on them pulleys. I hadn't even popped this cover off yet. Let's pop that. Yeah, she's a little crusty down in there, ain't she? I might have to order some of these parts here new. But the main thing is if the deck is good, all of this stuff here, pulleys, all that stuff is replaceable. I can get that from Swisher. And then the other thing is getting the motor going. If I have to buy a new motor, then I'm gonna search around, try to find a new motor for it. Buying one of these brand new is like cheapest one I found off of Northern Tools and Equipment was $24.49 shipped for the whole unit. So yes, I have some good motivation to try to get this unit going. So we'll see what we can do with it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook her up. It's just got this little tiny hitch. I'd like to trade that out too. But so what we're gonna do, we're gonna hook her to the four-wheeler, pull her around the other side of the building. I got a new pressure washer that I bought last year and never used, and we're gonna hook that thing up and get her pressure washed out and taken care of. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, got you set up here. Excuse me. If you hear, well, motor just shut off. So I got my simple green. I'm gonna hose this unit down with it, and then we're gonna hit it with this pressure washer. And if I can remember later, I'll show you all the pressure washer. But let's get going. Not gonna be a lot of talking, just a lot of washing. Might be kind of tricky to get some of this junk out of the inside of this thing. broken spring. That's not good. I don't want to see all that. Alright, that should be. Alright, well, that should be pretty good. Let's fire up this handy dandy pressure washer. Here's the handle to it. I'll show you the rest of it later. Got that old blaster tip on it, I'm gonna call it. Man, I don't know if y'all can tell the difference, but I can tell the difference already. Blowing stuff everywhere. holes there opened up where it's trying to drain, but this side over here is plumb full of junk. I might have to try to tip this thing up on its side, get it out of there. Oh no, I'm getting my four-wheeler dirty. Oh crap, a little bit. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for right now. I'm going to finish this thing up. I'm going to have to unhook it from the four-wheeler and figure out, try to get it tipped up on its side to get that side to drain out, and then get around in front of you and wash it so everything, pieces of paint, little bits of debris and stuff is in there. And I'm seeing the deck for the most part looks good, just some surface rust. But I'm seeing components inside there that's not looking too good. Like I'm probably going to have to order some of the stuff that helps pull the belt well. I know the cable for the belt to the belt tensioner's broke, and but I could make something to take care of that. Just the other stuff down inside is what's kind of got me concerned. And then, like I said, the motor, I'm going to see if I'm going to pull it plug out of it later. But right now I need to get it all cleaned out so I can see what I got. So once I get all that taken care of and we go to dig into her, I'll bring you back. Oh, forgot something. Really? Okay. Here's that little Ryobi pressure washer. Thought my battery had died. Sorry, that's why I said really. It's a 1900 PSI, 1.2 GPM Ryobi premium electric pressure washer. That's a cute little sucker, ain't it? It's got a wand. Gives you 3 tips with it. I also bought the bottle to put the soap in to dispense out. I bought it to wash vehicles with, which I can use on the four-wheeler. But the hose, and then it's got a really long electric cord going all the way back and around the corner there. Kind of hard to see. It's got a pull-out handle right here. Push that little button in and the handle pulls out. Got wheels on it with little fenders. Got a soak tank, and there's your inlet for your water. On-off switch. And that turbo nozzle I got on the end of that thing, man, I must say it's doing a really good job. These panels look a lot better. They were kind of grimy looking. I know I didn't show it up close, but you can tell shiny. It's shining a lot more than what it was. Here you can see some of the surface rust down front right here. I'm gonna kind of pound around on that, see, make sure that metal's still good and thick. If it is, we're just gonna kind of grind it off and shoot some paint to her. Then the insides, what I was talking about, a lot of this stuff here is rusted up. Don't move very good. That's freed up. See that pulley, I think that's a brake on that. Yeah, that's a brake. It does move a little bit. And then there's an arm right here that goes to that, which I believe this spring hooks to this, which you pull this and it pulls this forward, which pulls this open to let the brake off of that. Same thing over here, but when I was washing here, I just noticed this. That is totally rusted out, and that is, I believe, some kind of a kill switch or something. Yeah, there's some of the paint I was talking about. But you can see how, where it's in a little box, it's not wanting to come out of there, and I got to get it out of there, so I really need to get it stood up on its side somehow, and so then that way I can wash it and get it all to fall out, of course. And then at the same time, check the bottom end out. Check up underneath out. Oops, I forgot to get this. Forgot to get this wheel right here. But the engine looks a lot better. It was green. You can't tell, but it took that simple green, man. It does wonders on this stuff. Took a lot of that stuff off. Hey, he said it's locked up, but it's not locked up. I think the belt is kind of jammed up in there, and because it is, well, it kind of stuck there, but I think something up underneath there's got it whopper jawed. All right, so that's enough for now. My battery is dying. I'm gonna have to go charge the battery, so I will bring you guys back when I get something figured out about how I'm gonna get this thing stood up in there. All right, we'll see you all later. All right, so we got her in the building. I've already started working on it a little bit. Already took the handle off here, or the whatever you want to call it. So I've got that taken off. What I'm working on getting off now is this unit right here. I already got 2 bolts out of it, and man, these bolts are rusty. As you can see, one right there, that's from up inside of here, that holds this piece to that, broke off. So the other one I'm trying to get off, it's up in here, you can't see it. Yeah, it's not wanting to come off, and I think it tried to strip on me, the head of it. So I've got to figure out how to get that off. So then I can lift this off. I want to get the motor up on the bench. So then we'll work on the motor first, see if I can get it running. If I can't get that motor running, then probably gonna scrap the whole thing. As if you look, I might be able to save this deck. It's not all the way rusted through, but it is rusted pretty bad. It still feels pretty solid, decent. So my plan there would be, once the motor's off, well, all the mechanisms down inside, you can see these pulleys, all these bars, none of this, that moves, but that's supposed to pull forward to engage the belt. None of that moves. And you can see kind of what the frame looks like down inside of here. This is a little box that bolts on and comes off. So I want to get the motor off to look at all the components inside. Get the motor running first, see if I can get it running. If I get it running, then to me it might still be worth getting all of the components inside, which I'll call Swisher, and go from there. It does have a model number tag on it, but you can't read anything on it. I don't know what date it was made. I don't know what the model number is, serial number, anything. So that's going to be the other hard part. But like I said, if I can get it running and it runs okay, then that's a big part of it right there. Then I would be willing to invest the rest of the money in the pulleys and all that stuff, as long as I can still get it. So yeah, that's what we're working on right now, and that's what we're going to try to do. I would, once I get this motor off, it's going to come off one way or another. I'm going to get it off her. Once I get it off and get it up on the bench, then I'm going to try to set the deck up on some sawhorses. And so it's up a little higher where it's a little easier to work on, and I can get underneath to the nuts to whether I got to cut them off or I can zip them off. One of them, a few of them there, I was able to zip them off with the old D-Walt 20 volt with a big old 4 amp hour battery on her. I'll tell you what, this is their new, which model was this? The 899, or it's the Atomic series? Can't remember exactly which one. This is the DCF 921 half-inch compact wrench. And I mean, this sucker, I'll tell you what, it's got some torque. I'm glad I bought it. It was a good purchase. Don't look at my messy table. Yeah, I got a lot of cleaning to do in here. I've got stuff piled up. I need to run the gas out of that thing and get it stored back out of the way. So that's something else I'm going to be doing on this Memorial Day weekend. Getting all this stuff straightened out, put up. Yeah. So yeah, I got some work to do. Here's some of the hardware that I've taken off already. Check it out. It is pretty rusty and crusty. So I'll definitely be going over to Tractor Supply and buying some new bolts. Well, that's if I get this thing running first. So I'm gonna set you down here and see what we can do. I'm gonna prod and poke and pry around on this thing, and I'd love to be able to just snap that bolt off. I don't care about the bolt. If I can get that snapped off, then I can see, as you can see all the rust, even the plate right here where the engine mounts. And that's kind of, yeah. The big thing that I'm worried about with the deck wise is like, this kind of rust right here. I mean, you can see it's pitted. I know I can clean it up and shoot some paint on it. It just depends on how thin it's gotten. That's the other big worry. because I don't have a welder to where I could just cut it out, put a patch in. That would be ideal. I don't want to sink a bunch of money into this. Although a new one, the cheapest one I found from Northern Tools and Equipment is for the same model. I believe it was $24.49, something like that. So yeah, $2,400 versus maybe me putting in a little bit of work and maybe a couple $300 in gears or pulleys and belt and levers and springs, bolts. If I could get away with that, then yeah, I think it'd be worth it. If I did that and I could get 3-4 years out of it at least before anything major happened to it, I would call that a win. But it's kind of a challenge, so, and sometimes challenges can be daunting or overwhelming. But anyway, let's get to the motor. Let's get to getting that thing off there. See what we can do with that first. And then we'll go from there. So let me find a good place to set you down. And we'll start seeing what we can do. Can't see real good right there, can you? Alright, I'm going to shake you up a little bit because I'm going to have to adjust the head on this camera. Oh. I'd like to just set you up on the bench where you're out of the way so I don't hit you. And you can see everything that's going on. Well, wobble wobble. There we go. Let's try it right there. Be nice if I could just get that bolt snapped right off. You can hear all the crud in behind that thing too. This thing is at such an awkward angle. And wouldn't you know, I changed my socket out. Oh, gotta get the right socket. I soaked all these bolts and stuff when I brought it inside the other night. Well, it's been a week ago. After I pressure washed, I soaked it with that Aircroil, and it's supposed to be. I mean, I've used it on other stuff before, and it's really good. It creeps. I mean, you put it in there, and it'll soak in. You leave it overnight, and it'll just soak right in. Enough talking. Let's get work in here. I don't know if it's going to go on like that. Hey, it turned, I think. Yes, it did. All right. See if we can get a wrench inside of here. Oh, this will be so nice, because then I'll be able to get this engine right up off here. Well, I'll be daggone. Look here. Got her off. Rusty, crusty. See what the back of it looks like. That's no biggie. This is some good thick metal right here. We can take a little grinding wheel of that and grind that off and get her smoothed out, painted up. That should be okay. So paint flaking off. That one bolt snapped off on me right there. There it goes. Oh, looky there. Hot dog. Man, you can see. I think I said it earlier in the video, this thing was partially in a flood. Well, the creek got up, and where they had it stored in. Alright, got the motor off. Sitting up here on the bench. Oh, sorry. Give you a little walk around here.